Hello and welcome. This is Alchemist X, and this is the weekly update for November 25th. So happy Thanksgiving / Black Friday if you celebrate those holidays. So for this week, there is not a whole lot going on besides the new unit Escanor from the collab and another memento for the 7 Deadly Sins. This newest one, I believe, was from a separate rerun when Japan had it, because Japan had I think it was a post-Gate 7 rerun afterwards where they added the new memento. Something like that. So we're just getting a slightly more condensed version, similar to what happened with Etrian Odyssey long ago, before I even covered this game. So as far as the content goes, there are a couple of challenge boards, or one new challenge board aside from the update for the shards one, and you can get a bunch of free shards from the collab units as well as otherworldly enlightenment stuff. So that's good. And then there's also a few maps like the EX plus 2, the rank up quest, where it's like you do the same maps, they get progressively harder and harder for gems and other rewards. And then the EX level for Escanor as well. But overall, not a whole lot going on. But one thing I did want to talk about was the Black Friday bundle, because it's kind of a lot as far as an amount that you could spend and whether or not it is worth it. Like, if you were in a position where you might have spent $100 on the game anyway, whether or not it's worth it is definitely worth talking about, because there are some good options, especially if you're in the position of you're deciding whether to spend it on that or just buying a bunch of gems, because you get the same amount of paid gems either way. And it's like whether or not how valuable like the 8,000 free gems you'd get from the bundle versus being able to guarantee a character / shards of a character and a memento. So for me, the litmus test for this community choice voucher exchange is the total cost of gems that it would be if you were trying to obtain the unit normally. So that would leave out units like, say, Asuka and Zengi, while absolutely excellent units, have been available to get for very, very little gems multiple times. So that for most people, the average would be just, maybe a few thousand gems to potentially get them, or worst case scenario, the amount required to transmute them, plus another 20k for the memento. Whereas for other units, like, say, Ambrosia, it's about the same because they're in the Louise shop. However, for units like Dark Mira, Dark Nyx, Andex, or Narrow, now those are the ones where I would consider it worth it if you're in that position, because they can't be obtained in the Louise shop, so you can't really do the 150 times 80 as far as calculating the costs. So normally the only way to obtain them would be summoning via their 5-step, and then going until you have enough to get the transmutation, which would be about 65,000 gems, and then another 20k for the memento, and then you're looking at 85k. So in short, I only think that it's worth going for this if you're getting 85k gems worth of stuff. But that's just, my opinion on that matter. It is a lot to spend on a game at once, so that's why I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. And that's all I've got to say for the content. So now let's take a look at the banners. Okay, so first there are 2 paid banners, and they are the same structure, just one's for units and one is for mementos. You are guaranteed 4 limiteds, and that's that. I think the memento one is slightly better if you're going to do one, just because I think a relief selector is more valuable than 50 rainbow shards, because you can get almost 50 rainbow shards in 2 weeks just for playing for free, whereas relief selectors you also get for free, but you need a lot more of them. So about the paid summons, I think if you're considering either one of these, it's not a bad idea to wait until the weekend, because they're selling a Black Friday bundle. It gives a ton of paid gems, and I'm guessing that they're going to want to have people spend those paid gems in short order. So rolling more stuff out on the weekend seems like a logical idea from like a business standpoint. I don't know if it's going to be collab related or not, because they haven't really done a collab banner. This mostly just been anniversary focused. So yeah, I think they're slightly better than the average, where it's 3 just because you get 1 extra. But because you can't reroll it all, the unit one especially, you could just get 4 like Babel units or something. The memento a little bit better, but still fairly dicey. So it just really depends on your level of comfort with risk and reward. Then we've got 2 very skippable banners with the 3 steps. Escanor is in the Louise shop. Bound and Gauther are in the Louise shop. And there's actually, well, we'll get to that later. But definitely not the best way to get them. For Escanor, the 9 step is, unless you're transmuting and really lucky. Usually I've changed my mind on this. I used to say always transmute. With these, with the 9 step, there's definitely some perks, like the ability to potentially get them before you spend a ton of gems, and then just not having to constantly monitor the Louise shop is nice too. Then for Gauther and Bon, it's even better because you can spend way less gems. The first step is 500 gems, and then you can guarantee them on step 5. And if you want more shards after that, you keep going if you want to. So I wouldn't recommend either of these guys for any kind of meta reasons, but they might be your favorite character from 7 Deadly Sins, and in that case, by all means, go for it. I just for like curiosity's sake, I watched some fight scenes and stuff from it, and I definitely think it's kind of cool. I really like Gauther in the anime. Does some cool stuff. Then we've got a more just catch-all for the original 7 Deadly Sins units in this banner, and you can get a ton of shards. I don't think that this is a great option as far as like trying to acquire a unit to begin with, but if you already have one of them and you just cannot get enough shards, like you're just really trying to gate 7 them, then this banner could be useful. I don't know how many people that would describe, because if you're going on the meta ends of things, you're probably skipping the units entirely. If you're like me and you have like say King, you're able to get enough stuff for free that I might not be able to max all 7 of his gates, but I got 2, I got 5, I got some takes of 6. So definitely probably a small demographic of people that could really utilize this banner, but it could be good for them nonetheless. So next we've got a banner that was almost amazing, but instead it's just like good. So good pool of units for like the boosted rates, just because Nimble and Bianca are both on it. Actually, I'm not even sure that they're on boosted rates. Alright, scratch that. This banner's just okay. If you're like 800 anniversary coins away from being able to get the selector, this might be a good way to finish it out. Get yourself enough rainbow shards to finish a unit. If you got shards of one of these units, even if it was only a 1 in 6 chance, either for Nimble or for Bianca, it would be absolutely excellent, but it's not. But on the plus side, at least you do get a 5-star guaranteed every step. So if you were just gunning after the coins, it's not a bad way to go. But there's another option if you are going after the coins, and that is this banner where you can choose who you want, and it's worth reiterating, just like the last few of these. It's not a guarantee that you'll get them if you get 5 stars. It's just a 2.5, so it's just a choose your own coin banner. But if you need the coins, then it's a good way to do it. Like say you need 200 coins because you want to get some shards of a character to finish their gate 5. Then in that case, not a bad way to go. Or especially if you're within 100 coins of helping a character get much stronger, then it could be a good way to use your discount ticket. And then if you happen to get lucky, you might get one of the units that you picked, but probably not. So I would really frame this banner in the context of the coins rather than in the 2.5% chance to get one of the units. So the new memento is this one, and you can guarantee it on step 5. I think that if you're going to pick one of the mementos for the collab, like you're just really, really all about the collab and you want it, this would be a good one to go for, just because the VCR can give you a nice boost to whichever unit you're using by giving them like a damage bonus or other kind of bonus by having their farmable gear equipped too. And it works on all of the characters, so it's nice and universal that way. And then lastly, we have a banner that's kind of similar to last week's, which, by the way, the reason my amount of gems is way lower is because I actually went all the way to step 9 on that, because I really wanted that just catch-all global banner, because I'm going to try and max limit break it and use it just for all-around global teams, and also throw in units that I don't have their memento or don't need their memento to work with global units, just because that's been a fun thing for me lately. So this one is slightly worse in its pool, but not terrible. It's got some of the ones from last week, like the catch-all one and the Emils one. But now we've got Ox, Beach Memento, and Soul's original Memento. So as far as a pool goes, as for like any 5-star giving you like one of these, it's definitely not bad. Like Tamis is an excellent support unit. Nesha seems pretty good. I haven't raised her yet, but the amount of res down that she can do, especially if you have that Memento max limit broken, very, very good. So if nothing else was interesting to you, and especially if you got some extra gems to spend, then I think that this banner is pretty good. Because you get enough reliefs to max limit break a Memento at the end of it. So that's kind of nice, especially if you're pretty hard up on reliefs. And you are interested in any of these Mementos. So definitely good. It's just a lot of people are probably kind of tapped out, just given the anniversary and Nimble and all that. So yeah, that is all I've got for this weekly update. So I think I'm just going to do this 500 for that Bond Gauther summon, because why not? It's cheap. And then after that, I will be signing off. I did the one last week, the King and Diane one, but didn't get any 5 stars. So I'm wondering if this will be a similar result. Oh, no, this one actually got 3 reds. Definitely not too bad. So I don't have either Bon or Gauther. Bon, I wouldn't mind using. I like his kit a lot, even if the fire queue for me is just ridiculously way too long. Gauther would be very hard to justify mechanically, but I have to admit I love him as a character, so there is that. As far as acquiring new collab units goes, I would I could get Bon if I wanted, because I got tons of shards of him from the box event and the free tickets. So I haven't used my selector yet, and I have exactly 125 shards of him. So that's something that could happen. I'm not sure if it will yet. I've got until December 4th to use the thing, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so no collab units there, but that's okay. It's kind of low risk, low reward kind of thing. So yeah, hopefully if you summon this week, I hope you have good luck, and I will see you all next time.